At the beginning of 2024, Lawrence Wong proposed that the Singapore government will invest 1 billion Singapore dollars, or 750 million US dollars, in the next 5 years to promote Singapore to become a global AI center. To be honest, with Singapore's capital scale, this is just a taste, and it is not a real bet on AI. However, in fact, Singapore is becoming another AI industry center after the United States and China, with a large number of innovative companies. Moreover, world-renowned AI giants such as OpenAI and chip giants such as TSMC have increased their investment in Singapore. The Singapore government is leveraging a potential emerging industry with relatively small investments. In this video, we will talk about what capital the small country Singapore has to dabble in the AI industry. The most competitive AI industries in the world are the United States and China. The United States holds the software advantage, and well-known large models such as ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini are all products of American companies. China holds the hardware advantage. Drones, unmanned transport vehicles, and various robots are rapidly being applied to production and life. Europe, Japan, and South Korea are not worth mentioning in front of the United States' strong software advantages. They are destined to use only large models from the United States because they lack a unified large market and cannot afford the high R&D costs of AI. Although China is also following the United States in developing large models, China still lags behind the United States in the original field. But as a global manufacturing center, China's domestic market is also very large. So China's integrated software and hardware ecosystem makes China a well-deserved AI power, which is something that American AI companies envy. However, the call for decoupling between China and the United States and two sets of supply chains in the East and the West is very popular in the United States. Trump, who is about to take office, most of his cabinet members are hardliners against China. At this time, Singapore, as a communication channel between the East and the West, has become a middleman needed by both sides. China needs to obtain software innovation experience from American companies through Singapore, and the United States needs to access the hardware research and development field through Singapore. If the confrontation between China and the United States intensifies in the future, Singapore, as the most important ally of the United States in Southeast Asia, will be further enhanced. Southeast Asia is another region with rapid development of manufacturing after China. Singapore and China also have close relations and have a lot of shares in China's Suzhou Industrial Park. Many Singaporean innovative companies have developed well in Suzhou Industrial Park. With the advantages of Chinese faces and bilingualism, Singaporean companies are very popular in China and will not be guarded by the Chinese government. If the Chinese government upgrades its control over the United States, not only will high-tech products such as rare earths and aircraft engine blades not be allowed to be exported to the United States, but even ordinary parts needed by American AI companies may be subject to control. If American companies want to develop an integrated hardware and software ecosystem, investing in Singapore in exchange for a legal shell is a very effective means. China's high-end chips, especially AI-related computing chips, are strictly blocked by the United States. Even NVIDIA's high-performance graphics cards cannot be purchased by Chinese gamers through official channels. Hong Kong currently plays a part in the turnover function. But if the Americans upgrade their control, and China wants to obtain high-end chips, the most reliable turnover channel is Singapore. After all, Hong Kong is Chinese territory, and the Americans will keep a close eye on it. Because the US government needs Singapore, even if Singapore does some gray business, it does not have to worry about being sanctioned by the United States. For example, Singapore keeps playing edge balls in the financial field, but the United States, China, and other neighboring countries are silent, making Singapore the Switzerland of the East and reaping enough benefits. Singapore is a small country and very flexible. In addition to being a shipping center, it is also a financial center. Combined with the diplomatic network and good reputation established over the years, these resources are enough to feed the people of Singapore. Developing AI is just adding some small investments on top of the past IT infrastructure. For example, Singapore has continued to invest in building cloud computing infrastructure and investing in the blockchain industry for many years. These reserve resources are just suitable for the AI industry. Some small Chinese software innovation companies do not want to invest heavily in hardware, but are not confident about putting their data in the United States. Then using Singapore's AI computing power services would be a very good choice. Therefore, Singapore, a tiny country, is destined to become one of the global AI centers. But how big the pie can be depends on the evolution of the international political and economic situation on the one hand, and on the vision and courage of the Lawrence Wong government on the other. Therefore, this is a good practical course for new Prime Minister Lawrence Wong.